Hello and welcome back to round 2 back 9 coverage of the MPO league card here at Waco. BigBarri commentary bringing you the second half of the action. Calvin Heimburg, Adam Hammes really played well in the front 9. Calvin was banging some great putts. Adam looked really smooth in charge, but we got to see the duality of what this course can do. Ezra, a little bit of struggles. Chris, a little bit of struggles, took a triple bogey, missed some makeable putts. In the end, it's going to be Adam is right now trailing, or he's actually tied now with Evan Smith, who is 12 under through 17 holes, off to a blazing round.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head right there. The difference is the putting. Calvin making all kinds, Adam making all kinds, and the other guy leaking from time to time. I mean, we saw Ezra 3-putt for the first time from 20 feet, and we don't ever see that. You got to make your putts out here. Easier said than done because of the slopes that they have, because of the high winds, but that's what's going to separate these guys.
We saw him 3-putt on hole 5 after he 2-putted, or technically he 3-putted on 4 as well. The first one just happened to be for eagle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was definitely the biggest difference maker on the front 9.
Absolutely, and Chris did the same on 4.
Mm-hmm.
But he putted it in the drink. Let's see Calvin here on hole 10.
Turns it over.
There's line. Oh, great kick.
Yep.
Now he's back in prime time real estate right there, right in the middle.
Birdied 6 of the last 7 Calvin has going into the back 9.
Saw a little sneak peek in the preview of this shot from the other side.
Oof.
And
That is a beaut.
is it going to get on hyzer? Doesn't matter when you're that far.
Mm-hmm.
That is really good.
Right down the middle. Easy as she comes for the second shot.
Hold it. Gonna get away with it, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything in that clump of 4 trees right there, you're gonna have something. Some sort of sneaky little line into the green.
Sure. These guys are creative enough to figure it out, especially when it's in the middle of the fairway.
Now this one, yeah.
Get a straight skip. Straight skip is fine. Left skip gets kind of dicey because you can get over that hill, and the birdie kind of gets pretty tricky at that point.
Calvin lining up this Annie.
Wow.
Oh, dirty dog.
Filthy little canine.
He's a bad boy. Chris looking at the same line.
Yeah. Who is a good boy?
Good boy.
Who's a good boy?
Yeah.
Chris Dickerson's a good boy. That's a great shot.
Adam, I mean, doesn't get much easier than this.
Pretty stock for him.
Oh, no.
Woof. Not what you want there.
Taking some bark off the tree, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's why you just got to keep it straight on the tee. If you get left,
you're in the rough.
You're well done. Way to close it out.
Okay, yeah, he's not gonna be pleased with that.
Yeah, that's unacceptable with that drive.
With how good he's playing, gets a little leaky on the easiest shot he had so far.
Can still do something special here. He's got all the power. He's going to get aggressive and just a bit too low. Are you for real with this putting?
Sir.
Calvin is on one today. I love it.
Not just the best we've seen him. This might be some of the best we've seen this year.
Yeah.
That is his 5th outside of 32 feet, I bet.
On a day where anything outside 20 feels pretty heroic.
Yep.
Now, granted, we are protected by the wood line, and the wind that everyone else on the open holes is being just blown away with it's coming up soon. And you got to take advantage of the woods. But my goodness, he was doing it out in the open as well.
Okay, something to watch there. Adam.
Jeez, that was such a good shot.
This is the easy shot. Needs to calm down. Don't let that get in his head. Keep it going. You got a great start so far. 7 through 10. Fantastic.
Evan Smith, man, he was 12 under through 15. Ended up going par bogey, I believe, in the final 3. Still shoots an 11 under. One shy of Simon's 12 under to jump all the way up the leaderboard. And now we've got a tie with Adam and Calvin, I believe.
Yes.
So the leaders are now on our card. All's right in the world. And we're on to hole 11. Calvin is on a heck of a tear right now. Little overturned.
Hey.
It looks like a place
Heat
where...
check.
Yeah, seriously. Really scary there. If you hit metal that's not the good kind, you can find yourself rolling away quick. So, big putt coming for Calvin.
Just beat those little ones. Doesn't. The last one coming home.
And it really depends on where that landed. It could be almost dead to rights, blocked completely, or a chance at a birdie putt.
All right. Be nice on the roots.
This dude's forehand is so good when he's locked in. That was dead straight the whole way.
Another scary putt, though.
Ezra,
Oh.
I don't think he liked it out of his hand too high. And, I mean, really, as many good breaks as you can possibly ask for to give himself a look inside the circle. This is just a little bit farther away than where he made this putt yesterday.
Hey, I like it.
And you know what?
Give it a bid high. His miss is low. I love that.
Yeah, and Chris unfortunately did find the hard spot to putt, but man, you don't expect to miss that one right of the chains. Good bid. Ezra needs one to fall.
I just have a feeling.
Yep.
He's like, okay. See, I can still do it. I can still putt sometimes.
A little wry smile as he walks away.
You know, Adam's one of those guys, just comes out of nowhere, gets him a couple here and there, you know?
Yep.
He's one of those guys, I've said it before, you find that guy on the lead card final round, be careful.
Watch it.
Be careful, because he's a closer.
It's one of those guys that just kind of picks up one big win. One year, he was like the only player to win a Disc Golf Pro Tour and a National Tour.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Masters Cup and the MVP Open.
There's like only a few players that ever do it. Ricky Wysocki, Paul Macbeth, and I think Adam.
Yep.
To win one of each. Now, granted, there weren't too many years of overlapping between those two different tours.
Anthony Barilla, little check in here. Keeps it low. Missed the straggly tree. Skips it up there.
Oh, hits the base. Beautiful. Really hard to do in this wind. I mean, those flags are barely hanging on for their dear lives. And that's what these guys have. One more hole in the woods, and then we're going to have that the rest of the way.
Big bounce back from Adam. It feels like a bogey from where he was on 10. And then able to get one right back. That's huge.
And on to 12. Formerly called a par 5 just because the locals just probably got tossed around on those one so many times. But it is a par 4 on tour. It is 609 feet, certainly within the par 4 standard for distance. Mandatory keeping you down this hill, and then you got to climb back up the hill. Just tough to get there on top of this hill in 2 shots. Very specific tee shot, very specific approach. Check in with our chase card. Greg Barsby played well here over the years. This style of golf really suits his game. Technical forehands and power backhands. Got to hit lines, similar to Grass Valley, where he learned how to play the game.
Gets it turned over. I mean, that's just...
Boy, oh boy.
What dreams are made of right there.
Bullseye and 2 on 12. That is better than most. Well, shout out to the Players' Championship going on this week.
Good tree-ish.
Yeah.
You don't want it to kick right, or I mean left.
Yeah.
From there, he has the power to get to the top. With just a standstill sidearm.
Oh, again, Ezra just
Sit.
a little.
Oh, good.
Just so good to turn that corner, keep the disc on enough of a flat enough angle to not roll. Quality stuff.
Love this angle. Just
Yep.
a little better than Adams. That's great. He's not going to have the turnover, the backhand turnover. He will have the sidearm, though.
And I love that we're about to get into the open. So there's kind of this. Was that like way early?
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy. But there's like this hole you can gradually see. Yeah, that wind's coming. Like you can see the trees are moving a little bit more here than they are in the rest of the wooded holes we've just played.
Dumber. Does he get out?
That
doesn't look out to me.
That was a shockingly poor forehand from Chris. He's normally pretty crisp when it comes to the forehand action.
Oh, no. Really, really bad. That's gotta... I don't know where it kicked to, but if it was going where it was going...
Yeah, it was going where it's going. Exactly right, yeah. And Chris is just...
fighting. He's just fighting down the fairway. That's what this hole will do to you. Unfortunately, 4, this one, and 9, you can find yourself doing this exact thing all the way down the fairway. And he does have room for the backhand. Pardon me.
And he throws a good one. Yeah, sure. That's in his range today. He's put him, we'll say, 35 feet.
Great shot. A dime, but when they look this good.
Yeah, they normally hit trees. This one.
No.
Slow down.
How do you imagine if the basket's back there? Nobody's getting back there.
Nope. Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's crazy.
Wow. Ezra long and 2. Gorgeous second shot.
So not that bad.
Savable.
How bad it was.
Savable. That is good tree. Well done.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky putt, but you take that. Settle out of court. Oh, a little kissy?
Is Chris going to have that for a par?
No.
No, that's for the bogey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, Calvin. Oh, yep.
Sending them home today. Mod Pizza. The guy is just delivering. But Mod doesn't deliver, so I take that back.
Yeah.
You got to go in to get your pizza at Mod.
Yeah, you make your own pizza.
But he's making a lot of pizzas. He's sending them in the wood fire oven. Good. Birdie. Ezra, back to back now. Getting some good feelings going into hole 13.
Gotta make this. Does.
Damage control.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes 5 does not feel that bad on 12. Usually doesn't.
Not when you go early sidearm thumber, sidearm roller, backhand turnover.
Yeah. You walk away with a 5 feeling okay about it.
I got a 5.
There are ways to make a 5 not feel so good on 12. But
I mean, that 4 from Adam, though, all world.
Mm-hmm.
For how bad that second shot was,
pretty bad.
You take.
Calvin keeping things going here. Now tied once again with Adam at 19 under. Starting to separate. Hole 13, the wind starts blowing. 555 feet. I have actually, you played pretty close to these guys. What's the wind doing right now?
It is just a raging right to left headwind.
Okay.
Or left to right.
Left to right.
headwind.
Okay.
Yep. Just raging too.
So good wind for the backhand overstable, like down the middle rip.
It is, but it's so windy that it's actually pulling your disc from left to right. So it's scary. You have to aim at the left trees with hyzer and knowing it's going to pull you down the middle.
And don't get anhyzer on it because you
look
can
at
find.
this. You see that?
Yeah, look at that. Shaped perfectly, just like you said. That's a gorgeous throw from Ezra.
I mean, with that much hyzer, that's going into those trees on the left on a calm day. But it is just moving your disc.
Calvin also playing the hyzer flip. Oh, gets the lift. This thing is sent. That ends the hole. You got a little chip from there.
Him on this hole with that much power, that's in the circle.
At least C2.
And he is not in the circle.
No.
Or C2.
Correct.
Adam gets this
This
heavy
is
on.
why you can't get the anhyzer.
No, this is good, I think.
I was nervous about the OP. Okay, all right. You were being sarcastic. Or were you?
I wasn't sure. I think he might have caught the limbs and kept them out.
Okay. I was just fearful. Anything that gets anhyzer with that crazy crosswind is just going to get pushed over with no chance to really fight back in time.
Yeah, I wish we could have got a better angle because I'm pretty sure he caught limbs because that thing was pretty heavy on the hyzer.
Okay. Chris hits a tree, falls down. Still in position to get the birdie.
Great up shot there.
Position for your putt is such an important game that you have to play on these few par threes remaining, and definitely the second shot on the par fours. It's not just good enough to put it relatively close. I mean, yeah, if you're that close, it doesn't matter what side of the basket you're on, but if you're 25 feet away, it definitely matters.
Well, you don't want to be 25 feet on the right side at all.
Definitely not. Ezra just sneaking around the tree. You can take a deep breath now.
I mean, that tree's in a nice spot. It's like right at the spot. Oh.
It plays it to the tailwind side.
Yep.
All decent enough approaches. Calvin's keeping things going, man.
Absolutely shredding now. Nothing but green.
Yeah, just that one par and 11. And he gave it a good bid. Hit the top. I think there were birdies before that as well. I mean, he's just motoring.
Ezra making a little comeback. Got some good birds. Bird on 9, on 12 is a really good one to get.
It really is, especially going that deep, making a good comeback putt. How many times do you have to say, I made a good comeback putt on 12 for the birdie?
Yeah.
It's so hard to get there just within 30 feet short, but to go long, just 2 backhands. Pretty incredible stuff. And look at P. McBee jumping up there. He is 1 back of the lead at 19 under. We love seeing some Paul Macbeth in the action.
Hole 14, par 3, 303 feet. You saw that big left to right crosswind, so it's going to make the sidearm really difficult. You're going to see a lot of backhands here. You can go over stable fairway, put it on the anhyzer, but then you got a little straggler tree on the right to deal with. A lot of stable putters I saw, kind of these elite level guys throwing right at it.
It is a really strong headwind.
Yeah, see, he's just taking on that tree and hoping to get by, and he does just
Oh, goodness, just set it anywhere you want, Ezra.
36 under in his last 8 holes. That's pretty good.
That was a high quality level throw right there. You can see the wind blowing pretty hard. Didn't look like there was much effort from Ezra at all.
Oh my gosh, these guys are just dropping dimes on it. This is not easy, guys. I mean, we saw Anthony throws most overstable fairway.
Just kind of for comparison, just to show what like someone who's a quote unquote pro, I wish we had a video of how terrible my shot was on this hole, just to kind of show the different levels of this.
So that was the little straggler that I was talking about.
That's the straggler
on the anhyzer. That's why you really want to go kind of straight at it. I don't know how stable this is, but it better be stable. And the thing about it, hard to keep it short of the bucket.
Yeah, that much movement at 300 feet.
Once it gets on hyzer, it speeds up, hits that, and typically rolls. I think he's lucky to be in bounds right there.
Interesting. Chris would love for one of these to fall. Just haven't quite been dropping in today.
Yeah, that's tough.
No.
It's so hard. He putts with some of the most pace you'll see on tour. And he would have had to put that over the basket in order for it to drop.
Yeah, sure. A little sick with himself there, understandably, for his putting prowess. Calvin is just sprinting right now at this point.
Waco, man, it's a NASCAR race to the finish line. You can't.
With no pit stops.
No, there's the pit stops are pars. One par.
It's a quick one. Get right back on that. Go fast turn left tip. And it is 2 shots over Paul and 2 shots over Adam. Varela, Queen, all right there. Simon Lizotte jumping up a ton. 5 under round 1. In calmer conditions than 12 under today. Makes sense.
All right, tell us about this one.
Well, when there's a tailwind, it becomes an eagleable, attackable par 4. It's gone same tee pad, same basket over the years. The only difference really is just adding the out of bounds in that little square pit. And it makes a risk-reward factor of deciding whether or not you want to go for it. And this wind, no one's going for it, not even Anthony Barella. Really important to mind the height here, because with this crosswind, you could easily get pushed over the fence OB or hit it and land in the perfect spot.
Still a tricky little upshot here. He's got to go wide.
Really overstable. And now you can hit the fence and roll back. Okay. Doesn't quite. That's not the putt you want, though. But it is the putt he has. And you don't get to be one of the guys at the top if you're not making great putts. And Nathan Queen is throwing good shots and making great putts.
Now let's remind everybody, Nathan Queen is no new guy. He took a year off last year, if you haven't seen him before, but he is a Pro Tour champion.
Disc Golf Pro Tour champion.
He is one at the highest of the highest levels that you can win at. So
Nathan Queen won in the Queen City. It was one of the coolest. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch the battle between him and Drew Gibson.
Oh no, this is gone, Jerm. That is a bad decision right there.
Yeah, interesting. Trying to keep it low, driven, puts a little bit of anhyzer, and as soon as the disc gets exposed to this crazy crosswind, it doesn't have a chance.
Neither does this. And I don't know what disc that is, but just not stable enough.
It's so tough to figure out, to plot this hole out. Because if you do go the forehand, you want to keep it wide, but you don't want to turn it over. And you want to make sure you don't get it too much height, because it can easily find itself going over the fence as well. Just getting in bounds and getting 300 feet is a huge success.
Yes.
With this left to right crazy crosswind.
Chris is way back. This is where things can get out of hand quickly on this hole.
And he's attacking. And it does not cross back in bounds. So that's going to be throwing his 5th shot from well back of the hole still. Calvin keeps it low, driven, and just short of C1.
This is where I was worried. I like his putting so far. You get into the windiest of winds, though.
I mean, that putt on the front 9 or in the woods, I think I have a lot of confidence for Calvin. But the putt he has right now, not a lot of confidence. Oh, goodness. Ezra gets a lift. What just happened here?
Just goes too high, hits the branches on the right coming in. I think it was looking pretty good.
Oh, goodness. The ones that you just don't really account for. You're not
Gotta
thinking
keep
about
it
those.
low.
Yep. Got to keep it low in the wind in general. But
I don't know why it was that high, yeah. Probably because the left to right squashes it down.
I'm shocked that it got that much lift. See if Adam can go to town.
Pulled. Come on.
And he goes out of bounds. This hole is wreaking havoc on our lead card right now. My goodness. And it just has the potential to do that.
It's a hard hole. I mean, I think, what is this coming in at?
I mean, I'm just shocked because this hole has always been one of the easier par fours before this out of bounds pit was added. But when the wind picks up like this, even this wide space that you're given isn't enough. And it actually is coming in over par. I don't think I've ever seen hole 15 play above par before in tour play.
It was hard to keep a disc in bounds off the tee. Had him for the par.
It's coming in as the fifth most difficult. Yeah, I mean, just it's on the good side of the basket, but you just want to tap one in at this point.
I mean, look at this. This is a 30-mile-an-hour straight headwind.
And it's the only chance the card has at par, and it's going to be all bogeys and above for our lead group.
And this is for a double.
That's a solid putt for double.
Very good.
That'll be first bogey of the round for Adam.
One par for the card. Oh, no pars. No, they're all over par.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All
right.
big
Calvin
numbers.
went off the box out of bounds.
Even though this card did get decimated on 15, it still netted 38% birdies. Getting clean off the tee, hard to do, but that approach shot is pretty easy if you throw a good shot. We just saw a couple mistakes.
Some of my favorite discs in my bag are the A-Series discs. They're the ones I lean on to get close to the basket. These are torque-resistant discs, provide a consistent fade at the end of the flight. The best way to find your flight is to get out and use these discs yourself.
16, not playing easy either.
No.
Got that same wind. I think that's the deciding factor. 609 feet out of bounds right and left. Comes to a pinch right here at the end. And then you're going to want to go over. This is actually the fairway to the left. Hilarious. All out of bounds on the right side and then a pretty forgiving green. These guys need to put it in bounds. You're going to have a big long carry over the right-hand side out of bounds pretty much the whole way.
This only plays a tenth of a stroke easier than the hole before. It does play 0.04 below par, but pretty similar in difficulty.
I don't know how people were getting birdies on this. Well, watching my card,
Okay.
it was I didn't know how you were gonna put something onto the island. People were going in the road.
Yeah, sure.
People were landing in the middle and rolling out to the right.
Sometimes it's just really you just got to have good timing and luck.
Like this, I saw something hit similarly and then just roll straight right all the way across the fairway. Just blow. It was awful. I was crying. I was like, save him. Medic.
Medic. Oh my gosh. Well, did anyone respond?
You're gone.
Oh, goodness. It's a sad story. Chris sending out.
This is kind of in danger. Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
way back, though.
Yeah, it kind of got stalled out. Comes up short. Long approach is coming for really everyone on the card.
I mean, he's got to go right at it. This is turning over, and he's got to miss that.
Doesn't miss that. That was really looking good.
He hits that square,
Yeah,
and you can go out of bounds.
easy. Yeah, but that line is really close to those obstacle trees there at the corner.
I mean, I'm afraid of Chris having the power to get past. Okay, he does. That's a really good shot from there.
Squeezes inside the circle.
I mean, that's fantastic.
Scary putt, though, on the elevated basket.
Yeah, not a gimme by any means. Going right at it. I like the right at it play just because you take hitting those limbs on the right or hitting and rolling out of bounds, but it's a tighter window.
Adam going super low, driving it into the ground, and no one's really close. Calvin wants nothing to do with that one.
Just because of the good break, probably, off the tree. He probably is just doing out of
Oh,
precedence.
get out of here. He actually threw a good shot.
I like it. Try to
Adam?
throw it in, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Gave a good height, good pace. Doesn't go very far past after the miss.
Yeah,
And not a putt you're going to make most of the times. It doesn't matter how good of a putter you are. That's a tough one.
And this, dangerous.
Yeah, at his pace, no, come on. What in...
That just blew out. I mean, that's the kind of wind they're dealing with, Jerm. Watch this go in. It goes, oh, look at, I like being in the perfect, whoa.
No way. That blows. Yeah, that's a bummer. That was a great putt.
Yep.
I'm still trying to figure that one out. Like,
I just blew it out, man.
but the wind, it's like well, I guess
So
the
left
wind
to
right
right
now is
cross.
looking left to right tail. I thought he was just putting with an initial tailwind.
yeah.
The tailwind would just send it back into the basket. But yeah, okay. Well, either way, we're going to have 4 pars on 16. And
Congrats to the rest of the field because
Yeah,
these
right.
guys are slow on these very gettable par 4s.
birdied less than the hole prior, but didn't quite wreak as much havoc with the double and triple
Yeah,
bogeys.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Not as tight of a green there.
Exactly. You can find yourself in some pretty bad spots on 15.
I mean, as a whole, these guys are 5 over par in the last 2 holes.
Yeesh. They made up for it in other places on the course, but yeah, 15 and 16, not the brightest spot of the day for them. Hoping to change things around here. Hole 17, you want to get somewhere near those 3 trees at the top of the hill, which sit about 300 feet from the basket, which I find interesting because you're only 400 feet from the basket on the tee.
So you're only throwing 100 feet?
You're only getting 100 feet closer with a great drive. We're going to check in here with Nico Castro. Ladies and gentlemen, he is not a left-handed player. But what he is a former champion of this event. And he is also going to... Somebody tell him that you can still throw with your right hand.
Why? That was a dime he just threw.
It really was. And this right here is pretty dang good. Inside C2, going lefty-lefty.
Wow. Does he? I've seen him make this before in a big situation.
Well, why is he going righty now?
Oh.
That would have been pretty special. Either way, one of the cooler 4s you're going to see on hole 17.
Lefty.
Nathan Queen, a natural lefty, not really appreciating Nico stealing his limelight.
Ezra snags the box here. He's going to throw the needs to get to the top.
Yeah, you know what? He
Does.
works his way up there. Is he going to be able to see the basket? I think so. Maybe. It's going to be tight.
Curious what he does after yesterday.
Calvin, poorly thrown. Does he get away with it, though? I think he's in the perfect spot now, but this is a total misrelease on the early side and gets just a monster skip, and now he's got a nothing burger approach.
Poor little kid. He's like, I'm going to get my fish pole and get out of here.
Catch anything?
Almost a concussion.
Whoa, Adam Ham is skipping down the hill. Needs to slow down and does. That OB streak comes in play super quick once you get over the hill.
Really great drive so far.
No kidding.
This is your typical shot. Bounce it up to the flat.
Uh-huh.
Deal.
Very similar to Ezra's position. And this is the hard part about this, is not only do you have to send it out wide, you get the low ceiling.
What in the...
What just happened?
He just chucked it right into that rock. Bounced up, hit the branch, fell straight down, safe.
That was a wild throw.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, tough one.
Oh. Yeah.
No.
Maybe.
Yeah. Might get retrieved. Very technically difficult shot. Challenging for Chris and anyone from that spot. Wide open shot for Adam with that great drive. How close do you want to put it to the water line? Well, perfect.
That's really good. And a lot of trust to put it out over that water with that screaming right to left wind.
Mm-hmm. Not many drives have ever been where Calvin is.
No, I mean, we were praising Nathan Queen yesterday for his spot, and that is better.
Much better. Much closer, at least. But again...
Oh, no.
Oh.
Hey, grab Chris's disc.
Wow. Shocking miss there from Ezra.
Yeah, catches the good break, stays in bounds, can't capitalize with the par.
Mm-hmm.
That'll work.
Damage control for Chris. Oh, and that falls out left. Oh, goodness.
All right, Calvin's been on the putter. Deal.
Taking advantage of the best break you can really get on 17, going on the inside the early tree line, getting a skip all the way around the corner, and then good approach, but having to make a good putt to capitalize. Adam couldn't have played the hole any better.
No, that was
Textbook.
absolutely.
Meanwhile, Ezra could hardly play the hole worse after a pretty good tee shot and just a bunch of bad throws after that. Now 7 back of Calvin in first place, 2 ahead of the rest of the field at this point. Going into 18, which is highly attackable with the wind that we have today. In fact, the wind is such a helping wind that it can be problematic if you go too fast. You can find OB pretty quick right now. Are you playing for the birdie on 18 in this wind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down the left side.
Down the... Well, did you not go for the pin?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. I try to go left. I do try to throw it in because you kind of got to juice it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
That's about it, though. My putt's usually about 250. Calvin gets it wide, doesn't get the roll.
Did get a good skip. I like the shot out of his hand.
Yep, me too. I thought it was wide enough. That's what you have to do. Get on that flat, and it actually coasts left 80 to 100 feet.
Mm-hmm. This looks pretty good.
Love the line,
Yeah.
just doesn't get there.
Oh, it was short,
Dunzo.
but safe. Goodness. I thought he had plenty of distance, but
How did it stay safe?
rare that you see one not get to the top and still stay on the safe side.
Yeah, they usually just filter down. Oh, I see it over there on the left.
Uh-huh.
Must have dug in.
Beautiful.
Chris.
Beautiful.
It's
Slow down. Off day for Chris.
Yeah, one to forget for sure.
Couple over par. Hopefully he can get that one to get back to 1 over for the day.
And this has got to slow down.
This-
Or is it?
It's
No, it's got to
moving.
slow down.
It's
yeah.
moving. Oh, unable to put the brakes in time.
Look at the wind just push it. On the flat, just not trying to stop at all.
Yep.
Like hovering.
A scary putt coming up for Ezra. He is so aggressive. Oh, boy.
Well, this isn't the greatest camera angle. That
No,
looks out by
that looks super out.
That's a tricky part about the coverage is unless you're right over the top, which we haven't gotten, you can't see. But they're discussing it, and it's in. And you think he laid it up?
I think anyone in the world lays that up.
Calvin, can you get one more for the fam?
Just don't roll. Okay. Solid day on the course for Calvin.
Just a great putting day. Oh, hello.
Ezra, you are a fearless human being, it seems, at times.
Mm-hmm.
I guess when you're that good at putting, I don't know if fear really sets in. There's
Feel
no option. You
yeah.
always are going to run it.
Yeah.
So there's no question, no decision to be made. A great birdie. Chris snags the only birdie on 18 on our league group. The hardest hole on the day. No, actually, yes, the hardest hole on the day, hole 18.
Still, with the helping wind.
With the helping wind. Just people who weren't getting in bounds. Think about going back to the edge of the lake.
Tried it yesterday.
And then you're throwing your third shot. It can turn into a 5. It can turn into a 6 so
Sometimes
quick.
I like trying stuff, new stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I tried it. I tried to lay up, it still went over there.
You tried sushi one time.
I have tried it a few times.
You've tried things. Calvin Heimburg tried shooting a 10 under today, and he did it. He is 21 under par, and he is going into Championship Sunday with a 2-shot lead. Adam Hammis, Anthony Barella, Paul Macbeth. Just a slew of Discraft players trying to take down Calvin Heimburg, who is feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah. Got a lot of people behind him. You got that Evan Smith guy we were talking about, Simon, who had the hot round, and 12 under. In today's conditions compared to yesterday, I'd say that's a little better.
I want to see what did that come in at. That's highly rated. 1082. 1082 for Simon today. That's what you got to do, folks. Simon Lejeune shoots 1082 is in 5th place. So.
Hey, man. People are good out here. Tomorrow, winds will be down.
Yay.
That's the forecast, which means scores will be down as well.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because they were down today. But I think in order to have a shot at it, you're going to have to be in the teens.
33 is my 32 gets you to a playoff. That's my guess.
Okay. Before we move on, I just wanted to ask a favor for the people listening. My family went through a tragic situation this weekend. I lost a nephew, and my sister is one of the most beautiful, kindest women I've ever met in my life, and she needs our prayers. Our family needs your prayers. So if you, or your good vibes, whatever you do, send them my way. I'd really appreciate it.
Sending love, homie.
Yeah.